Running through the darkness.
Oh, hello. Good evening. I'm Nix.
And I'm Ophelia.
And this is Between the Covers, where we read terrible romance novels and make fun of them. That's like abridged version of what we do.
I was trying to explain to someone what we do, and I realized if it wasn't bad, it would be considered whatever the other genre it was. So they're all bad. All the romance novels are bad.
Why? Wait, I still don't understand what you mean.
Well, because if it was a really good sci-fi book but was a romance, it would be sci-fi.
Instead of romance.
Instead of romance. Starting to think that.
Maybe, but I mean, like, some are just like bad romance and bad whatever the
they're bad everything.
Subgenre is.
Maybe we're just picking the ones that.
But I would rather read bad ones. Like, for instance, the one we read this week, the writing wasn't terrible.
I was going to say,
the writing was really not that bad.
It was refreshing that they actually graduated high school.
Right. But just like, it was just so cliche. It was like most boring tropes. The characters were boring. Like, there was no connection.
No.
It was literally like two different people were writing the same character. And those two people were not like communicating with each other about whether or not the character did this thing or that thing.
And those two people were brother and sister.
Yeah, who the fuck writes a romance novel with their sibling? Like, hey, you know what gets me hot? Writing books with my sister. Like,
that's all I could think the whole time was like,
all of the
if
sex
I had
scenes,
a brother,
all like 3 sex scenes.
I would not want him to read that.
I wouldn't care if he read it. I just wouldn't want him to participate in the writing of it.
Right.
That's like creepier to me than like that's creepier to me than reading, like having your sibling read raunchy things that you've written. In case you're curious,
the book.
The book is Light My Fire. No, wait.
Something like that.
Set the Night on Fire.
Light up the night. Oh wait, that's
no, that's the next one. It's Set the Night on Fire. And it's by Weston and Allie Parker.
A bad boy firefighter novel. Really? Okay.
I guess it was technically long enough. I wonder how old Weston is. Here's his about section. It's very short. Hi, hey there, I'm Weston. I'm a former firefighter / EMS guy who's picked up the proverbial pen and started writing bad boy romance stories. No, motherfucker, you literally have picked up the pen and are writing stories. Like, let's just be clear on that, okay? I co-write with my sister, Allie Parker, as we travel the United States for the next 2 years.
They're traveling the country together writing romances.
Well, also, I think it should say, I will be co-writing with my sister as we travel the United States.
Right, it's definitely.
Instead of I do co-write as we travel for the next 2 years. Like there's there's tense disagreement. Anyway, you're going to find billionaires, bad boys, mafia, and loads of sexiness. Something for everyone, hopefully. I'd love to connect with you.
Do you like billionaires, bad boys, or mafia? Which do you pick?
I would definitely pick... Wait, for myself or to read?
Well, either one.
I would rather read about bad boys, but I would rather, like, have a sordid affair with a billionaire.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I'd love to connect with you. Check out the links below and come find me. That's what it says. It
Oh, I
literally
know.
says that. Hold on. I'm going to go to this link which says the Parker's Wicked Playground.
Ah.
Yeah. Hi, we're brother and sister Dom team. No, I'm
Wait,
just
really?
kidding. No, I just like that's like the image that was conjured in my mind when I saw that, and I was just like, wow, okay.
Oh, no.
Ooh, it's a closed group. An exclusive fan group of author Allie and Weston Parker where fans come together to hang out and goof off
Let's
with them.
join it.
All right, I'm going to request. I'm joining the group. Let's see. Oh, some rules. This is a fan group. This is like a big family. Feel free to join the fun. Sometimes things might be shared before releasing to the public, so don't share. Want to enter them into contests? What? Oh, there's only one new post today. Interesting. The Parker's Wicked Playground. Not feeling that.
All right, I'll read about Allie Parker.
Oh, you have it pulled up? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. I thought I heard something. Sorry.
All right, so Allie Parker is a full-time contemporary and new adult romance writer with no more than 120 books behind her. Wow. She loves coffee, watching a great movie, and hanging out with her hubs. By hanging out, she means making out. Hanging out is for those creepy little elves at Christmas. No tight green stockings for her.
This is really bizarre. This is the most bizarre biography I think we've ever read.
You know there's something up with them if we're writing romances together.
Yeah, but like...
And, okay, well,
Wait.
she's an entrepreneur at heart
Okay,
and loves coming up with more ideas than any one person should be allowed to access, so she's very creative. She lives in Texas with her hubs, again, and 3 kiddos, and looks forward to traveling the world in a few years.
I thought she was traveling the U.S.
With her brother for 2 years, even though she has a hubs and kids.
A hubs? That's disgusting.
I mean kiddos.
Kiddo.
Writing under 11 pen names keeps her busy and allows her to explore all genres and types of writing.
That's... Did she write Take a Chance on Me, a single father romance?
She wrote Right Under My Nose and A Billionaire Affair, In Too Deep.
I can't. I just can't with these people. Who are these? Can I send him? All right. You know what? I'm going to try something new. If you're listening to this episode or watching, whatever, I want to send a message to this guy on his website. I have to, the email and the name are required, so we'll send it from between the covers. But nothing else is required. I need some ideas. So if you listen to this, post on some kind of social media and tell me what to say to this guy. I mean, obviously I'll take it under advisement and not be vulgar, because we're never vulgar here at Between the Covers. But I just I need so many questions, Ophelia, so many questions.
Ugh, some of them I don't want answers to.
I need answers to all of them. Immediately. Immediatamente. Yeah. Interesting. Did you notice too that we really didn't learn anything about these people at all?
Well, we learned about their bad childhoods.
No. I mean the authors.
Oh.
Literally nothing. Didn't learn anything. Also, most of this guy's work is on Kindle Unlimited, which means it's free.
Well, she writes under 11 different pen names, so maybe there's one good one out there.
They have a series called... Hold on. The series... Oh my god, my request to join the Parker's Wicked Playground has been accepted. I'm in, you guys. The Lost Breed.
I saw that.
From book 1, a life of darkness only pays while the sun stays hidden. Look at their names: Ryder, Axel, Jax, Sabian, Derek, Caleb, and Rhys.
Reese.
Reese?
Reese. RHYS.
But Jonathan Rhys Myers. It's not Jonathan Rhys Myers.
It's Rhys.
Well, I mean, he's British. Maybe it's different for them. I don't know. Anyway, we should read these because they have terrible reviews. Anyway, you're right. We should jump in to the people. So I think I mentioned that it's a very boring trope. Bad boy firefighter plus goody two-shoes nurse equals romance forever.
And he changes so quickly, so
A
easily.
month. All of that took place over 1 month. One month.
And he goes from insulting his patients to...
Have a good one. We're really worried about you.
Right.
Choo-choo. Like, finger guns, smiles, winking at people.
being best buddies with Alan, his coworker,
Who like
no
doesn't
one
talk. Yeah, doesn't talk to anybody. But like, oh my god, they both ride bikes. So like, woo! Now we're best friends.
Hey, buddy, you want to go riding this morning? I'll pick you up at 8.
Yeah, right. Anyway, yeah. So our main character is Derek Jensen.
Derek Jansen.
Derek Jansen. Who is the bad boy firefighter, and then Kelly Black is. Katie Black. Sorry.
Black.
Yeah.
I don't remember reading that as a being.
It's at the very end when he proposes to her.
Oh, okay.
Oh, spoiler alert, sorry. Katie Marie Black.
Oh, okay.
If he was going to use her full name, why wouldn't he use her actual full first name? Just
It is just Katie.
Just Katie?
Yeah. Just Katie.
Katie. Just
It's not
Katie.
Caitlin. It's not Kathleen. It's just Katie.
Well, that's boring. And she's boring.
And she's
she
just Allie.
sucks. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, she's so dull. She's looking at her friend Emily, who has blonde hair and blue eyes. She's like, I'm different than this girl in every way. And she has red hair and green eyes.
I know.
And when she said that, I was thinking,
she's going to be
dark,
like Latina
Right.
or like black
Yeah.
or like Asian or something.
She's close as
No,
she could actually
she's just another white chick with different color hair.
tattoo sleeves.
That are tribal, that start as tribal designs and then somehow morph into floral designs.
With some watercolor.
Watercolor, yeah, detail.
It's like Allie looked
and
up,
then
what
she
kind
has,
of tattoos are popular these days?
I know, I like, and then she has
Dreamcatcher?
a dream catcher
Flash
on
tattoo.
on one hip, which is like so white girl. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. And then a like sexy pinup girl on the other one.
Pinup girl that she got when her father died.
No, when she moved out of her
Yeah.
parents' house. She's like, fuck you, mom and dad. Now I've got a sexy pinup girl on my leg. Ah, that's what I imagine. Yeah, so she hides all of who she is under her nurse clothes, and like she's always wearing long sleeves because her tattoos are just for her. They're not for anybody else.
So no one can see them.
Yeah, and then she, for the first half of the book, only eats like salads.
Bunny food, rabbit food.
Well, no,
That's what
like
Emily says.
literally, she eats salads at work. We hear the description. She has to have one of everything on her fork before she takes a bite.
Well, she had a traumatic experience with the cheeseburger as a child, so
I'm gonna murder you. No, but then she also has fruit salad, like for breakfast. She has like salads, and then they go out to eat. And she's like, oh, I eat like a pig. And it's like, do you? Because I literally have only ever seen you eating like a rabbit.
Well, they go to the creperie food truck or what.
That's
I
on their
pictured a food
second
truck.
date.
I don't know if
it was a food truck.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, I can't decide between these two flavors. And then he's like, I get the brilliant idea. Let's get both and eat half
And
each.
share.
How cute.
Oh my God. And then they're huge. And she's like, oh my God, I can eat one of these by myself. And he's like, I like a woman with appetite. It's like, this is like one of those points where it's like, you've been led to believe that she is this way up to this point, and like now she's just apparently a completely different person. You know what I mean? There's just like weird inconsistencies that I don't like very much, I guess, if I'm being blunt about it. Let's see, who are some of the other characters who were just totally not important at all?
Well, there's all the firemen.
Yeah, there are like
Reinhardt,
five other...
Captain Reinhardt.
Captain Reinhardt. There's
proud
there's
of
an
you,
anime
Derek.
character named Reinhardt. And I was just like, I was just seeing him in my head the entire
Which
time.
anime is?
I think it's Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, okay.
All of our like crossover anime fans that listen to our podcast are gonna be really mad at me if I got that wrong. Yes, all of them. Yeah, there's Reinhardt the captain. There's Maddox, who's the rookie. Mav, who was the rookie until Maddox came along. There's his friend Hayden.
Hayden, right? And Mel.
Mel is Hayden's fiance.
Who owns the restaurant?
Who owns the restaurant? Yeah. And then there's Alan.
Yeah, I like Alan. He's the only one I like.
Was there another firefighter, or were there 5 firefighters total? I can't remember. Anyway, and then there's Ellie. What was her friend's name?
Emily. Allie's the author, or one of the authors.
Right. Sorry, I got confused. Yeah, Emily.
There's
the nurse friend.
Yep, Katie's mom.
Who is just Katie's mom.
She's a cat lady, apparently, who
Poe
dealt with an abusive husband for years.
Until he died of pancreatic cancer.
But she still keeps his lazy boy.
Yeah. Weird. Let's see. Who else is there?
Oh, the mother is nuts because she calls her and she's like, "Where's my cat? My cat's missing." And
he's been gone for 30 minutes. I'll never find him. Except he's under the lazy boy. Yeah, and the cat's like really fat too. Like she made a point of like bringing that up, and that makes me sad because fat animals aren't fat because of any other reason except overfeeding. But it's not their fault. Animal rights activism, like, So I think that's really all the main characters. Oh, there's that reporter.
I don't even remember her name.
She was a bitch, dude.
Yeah.
That was like the one time, and then like I was reading the book, the one time where I was like, I'm feeling emotion right now, and it's anger, like towards this bitchy lady. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, there's Brian.
Yeah, Brian, the dude who beats up Emily.
Yep. And then Derek beats up Brian and then gets arrested.
Okay, hold on. Time out. This whole reporter vendetta thing against... Okay, so for our listeners / viewers, Reinhardt, the captain of the fire department, pulls Derek aside, and he's like, I'm putting you in the box, which is what they call the fire... the firefighter.
Ambulance.
Well, yeah, but it's the first response firefighter ambulance, not like the ambulance companies, because they're separate. Anyway,
but they do the same thing.
The fire department has an ambulance type vehicle that they call the box. So he's put on box duty with Alan, the introvert that nobody really knows anything about. But he does it. He's like, you've been doing this too long. Like you've lost your sense of empathy. Like you're disconnected from the community that you're serving. And like, I think, that it'll really like, this is kind of punishment, but like kind of for your own good kind of thing, very fatherly. And, but he's like, so he's doing this thing, which he doesn't really want to do. And he hates being in the box because he's a chatty Cathy, and Alan like never says anything ever. But like, there's this touching moment where they like become friends, kind of, or whatever. And then like when things start looking up, the captain calls him back into his office, and he's like, I'm going to keep you in the box for a little while longer because like there are these reporters who like have found out that you used to be a juvenile delinquent, and they found out about your like armed robbery and assault on like some kid, and like, you robbed a gas station when you were 15 and it's all on your record. But like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, I just don't understand what plot point.
They got to this point in the book and they're like looking up how to write a good book. Oh, we need some kind of conflict.
Just and like, let's just add some conflict.
I thought that would be the peak of conflict until Emily showed up with her black eye,
until Katie like forced her way into Emily's apartment.
Black eye, and
then I don't know. I guess it is just like a rhetorical device, but it's very clumsily inserted. Yeah. It's just like everything's hunky dory, and then dun dun dun, reporters with an agenda, and you're just like, what? It just doesn't really fit with the rest of the
it
plot.
doesn't make sense. And then Alan takes care of it, so it's all fine.
Yeah, and like for it to be wrapped up so like neatly, I guess, is just sort of. You know, I'll be honest with you. I don't have a single goddamn quote highlighted in this book because like nothing made me laugh. I just rolled my eyes.
No, it was mediocre. It was written like people that were mildly educated. Like it wasn't terrible grammar enough to make fun of.
No.
It was dull.
Mm-hmm.
There's some odd, like, I am a human kind of sentences that I highlighted. Like, they pointed out that the children had helium balloons on strings tied to their wrists. Like, just some odd descriptions like that.
I noticed that there was a lot of descriptions about, like, the interior design.
Interior and clothing, too.
Yeah.
Were very detailed.
And I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that that's a bad thing, but I do kind of feel like it wasn't like tied to anything other than it was just there to like fill up space. It was like, oh no, like we need more words for this chapter. I'll describe the thing over here, like, oh, the kitchen. Let me talk about that for a minute.
I highlighted that Derek was doing the dishes because that was good.
He only did the dishes once.
Twice, and he tried to do, not Emily. What's her name? I don't even remember.
Katie.
She's so boring.
She's
Katie
so boring.
Wallflower. He tried to do her dishes, and she's like, no, it's okay. So I guess that was a good trait. Also, I highlighted this because I wondered if this is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Watermelon and feta cheese with basil.
Yeah.
That's a thing? I've never heard of that.
I've definitely heard of watermelon and feta. I don't know about the basil.
Oh, it sounds... I don't like feta, but maybe with goat cheese, that would be really good.
I knew you would. I knew it. When I read that, I was like, Scorch. Doesn't that sound like some weird shit Ophelia would eat? And he was like, yeah, it does, kind of.
Yeah, interesting, different flavors together. Yeah, of course.
No, freaking
Feta's a little too
psychopath
briny, though.
flavors.
Oh, also, I highlighted this because this was different than all the other books we've read. She puts cream and sugar in her coffee. Finally, a character that doesn't just drink black coffee.
But he drinks black coffee.
I know, I highlighted that too.
No, but it's very specific. She's like a dash of cream and half a teaspoon of sugar.
Yep.
And it's just like...
A drop of cream.
Whatever. Jesus Christ. I just... I'm not feeling it. Also, I'm so sick of everybody having like fucking washboard abs and like...
Well, he is a firefighter.
That doesn't necessarily mean that you have like a 4% body fat.
And the mermaid is swimming all the time, so it makes sense that it makes sense that he would have washboard abs.
Sure, the merman, totally. The like billionaire, whatever trait. No,
the billionaire that works out for 2 hours every morning.
3 hours. 3 hours. 3 hours
morning.
in the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, but like that's not something that real fucking people do. Like even Sven only spends an hour to an hour and a half every day. I mean, sure, he still goes every day.
Yeah.
But like even still, like you know what I mean? Like he's not like the norm. No, like nobody looks like Sven. That's why when people see Sven, they're like, you know what I mean? Like,
right, yeah.
It's just like very frustrating. I'm not saying I want to read a bunch of BBW like fan fiction or romance books because like we did that. We did that already, and I'm good. But I just wouldn't hurt to like make the characters a little more realistic, because I fucking guarantee you the women who read romance novels like for reals and not like the way we read romance novels don't look anything like the main characters.
I wonder who reads them. But
probably women who've had like a kid or two. Like their husband works a lot. They're lonely, bored housewives.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would imagine the actual target audience for romance novels would be.
I know my great-grandmother would read them, but that's the only person I remember ever seeing read them.
My mother doesn't read them. They're far beneath her. Ladies do not. It's true. There's very specific class delineation there. Yeah, I don't know, but I just like, I really don't think I just don't think that's not every girl's fantasy. It's like, oh, I want to be like slim with a flat stomach, but like a hourglass figure, but like also gorgeous long hair and like also cheekbones to die for. You're just like every female protagonist too is like so cookie cutter.
They're all perfect.
I know.
And they were all like, oh, I'm not that pretty.
I know.
And then the friends, the mom, the boy, they're all like, yes, you are.
They're all like, oh my God, you're so hot. And they're like, no, stop it. You're hot. It's disgusting. It's like really gross. I mean, I guess like I feel like it would be easier to relate to the characters if they showed like a modicum of realness.
Well, then we get the BBW romance.
But that's also not real. You know, that's like on the other end of the spectrum. Like, oh, I'm a big fat girl and I'm sad because I'm with an abusive man and like he forces me to eat bacon. That scene still makes me fucking laugh.
That was probably one of the most entertaining books that we've read so far.
I know. We should read Bear and Bear Cub.
What? Oh. What's a bear cub like?
The kind of gay guy who likes bears.
Are they not also bears?
No.
Are we gonna get in trouble if I say this word? Oh wait.
Why are you gonna get in trouble?
Oh, no, I can't remember it anyway.
Okay.
It's something like a fairy.
Twink?
Twink. Are they twinks?
No, that's different.
Oh, see, I don't know. I don't know the lingo.
Yeah, clearly. It's okay. We'll educate you. Anyway, do you have any advice for,
Why does... Oh, I had highlighted that Alan's motorcycle brand changed halfway through the story, but that's okay. Most of the writing was fine. Advice. Katie, read a book, take a class, listen to music. Just do something besides watch. Let's see. It says, reminded me instantly of the magic rose from my favorite Disney movie. Do you have anything else interesting in your life?
No.
Besides
she doesn't
Beauty
even
and the
have
Beast?
like fucking
And
pictures
you don't even
hung up
say
on
Beauty
the
and
wall.
the Beast? Yeah. And according to Derek, all girls have pictures hung up on the wall.
Yeah, he did say that. He was like, everybody, like all females are obsessed with like having new pictures and hanging up pictures and like replacing old pictures with new pictures. And I was like, I don't think so. Like, unless all of the girls that you know are like women in their mid-40s, maybe.
Yeah,
like,
their pictures of their kids.
Pictures
and their
of their kids, their family.
Right.
Well, also, I just think like in today's day and age, like it's not so common for people to have like pictures hanging up.
Like getting them printed out.
Right. But like having a painting or like a poster is one thing, but like this was very specific about pictures. And I just don't think that that's like a really realistic thing in today's society. At least I haven't
seen much of that.
Yeah, me either.
At least not with our peers.
Yeah, but we don't really hang out with like normal people.
That's a good point. Maybe that's why she's so dull to us. We just don't understand.
Oh gosh. That's a really awful point to bring up. Maybe we don't like any of the main characters because that's what like real people are like, and we're just like not real people.
Oh no. I don't think so.
I don't know.
Well, email us, comment, write us. What do you think? Is that why?
I don't know, maybe.
Are we not real?
We're not real. That's... Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. What would you give this stellar novel? I'd give it a 2 at top. I give it a 2 because it's better written than most of what we read. And I can appreciate that as somebody who's a big stickler for... I was going to say 2.5. I was also going to say 2.5, but then I was like, that's too much credit because that's halfway there.
2 points for being grammatically correct.
I give it 1 point for being grammatically correct.
Just this is on a relative scale. And 0.5 point for Okay, 2 stars.
Yeah, exactly. 1 point for not being the worst garbage ever. 1 point for being grammatically correct.
There we go.
No extra points because it didn't make me laugh. I wasn't.
Yeah, it was
I wasn't
mediocre.
interested in anything.
Yeah.
It's mediocre, but it's not even good enough to be halfway halfway there.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, yeah. So 2 bleeding hearts, and the blood is like already congealing because. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. We apologize that today's episode had to be a bit shorter, but Nyx is a workaholic and can't say no to picking up extra shifts. So, on that note, I will just remind you, you can totally follow us on our individual profiles. The banners at the top are our personal Instagram pages. You can find us on Facebook at Between the Covers Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Between the Covers Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at between_covers. We have a Gmail account, which is betweenthecovers_podcast@gmail.com. Feel free to email us with questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, anything you want. We'll read it, I promise. Let's see. We will probably actually set up a Patreon instead of just talking about it.
That was a joke?
It started as a joke, but we do, we want to give you guys merch. We want to get cool merch out there, but everyone's broke. So if you want to help get merch, then we'll tell you, okay, you know what? We'll make an executive decision and we'll let you know if we actually set up a Patreon. But for the moment, just keep your ears open for whether or not we've got merch coming out. And, don't forget to check us out every Friday, 8 p.m. Stay tuned for next week's episode. And thanks for joining us.
Good night.
Ciao, ciao.
There's so much pleasure in the world. We're drowning in the sea of blood. We have to give from eternal existence. We try to catch you in the dark with a certain kind of kiss. We invite you to the darkness night, the kingdom without light. We try to catch you in the night, the moon shines in a different light. We see into your fragile eyes. No more time to cry. We try to catch you in the dark with a sun.